was with him last Wednesday in Rome. He walked, but he shuffled. And he waved and he spoke. I mean, his voice was, you know, obviously clear. His mind is clear. There's no question about his mind. It's just that there's just too much to do. I mean, there's no way a man of 86 years old can do what he's doing. He's a world leader. And all the expectations of him, being a writer, being a man of prayer, a head of state, and he has to meet with all kinds of world leaders and groups and people and the faithful and those from other faiths, and it's a big job, and no CEO at 86 is going to keep that schedule. So it's not surprising. In fact, it's probably a very charitable and very intelligent move on his part. And so he wrote some beautifully written theological books on the life of Christ and various meditations and reflections. And he made the Curia much more efficient, and he worked toward Christian unity, which I believe has made a tremendous contribution to the church. I've seen him 4 times in the last 12 months. And each time I could see a lessening of his ability to walk freely, to walk quickly. At one point he was using a cane and shuffling his feet. He has lost, in my opinion, probably 40 pounds in this past year. So there's obviously something is happening to him physically. But mentally, he spoke in 6 languages last Wednesday when I was in Rome. And he spoke very brightly, intelligently, and but was weak. He was just physically tired and weak. In fact, many of us say, you know, that at that time we said to ourselves that he doesn't look well. He doesn't look like he can continue much longer, not knowing that he was planning on resigning or abdicating his office this soon. But I think it's a very courageous move. I think it's a great sign of his humility to acknowledge his weaknesses and his inadequacies at his age. And I think he's taught us a lot about when it's time to go, it's time to go.
Can you speculate, or can anybody speculate on who would be the next?
Nope. It's absolutely a waste of time to try to figure out who's next. The Vatican, the Cardinals, the minds of the College of Cardinals, the working of the Holy Spirit in the Catholic Church, there is no one would know until that moment that person is elected. And that has been the mystique and the mystery of the Church from the very beginning. And it's a fascinating procedure, but it's one that no one could predict. I found out like everyone else found out. I just turned down the TV and I said, there's no way. I was just there.
How does the dynamic change when you have somebody, now you have a retired Pope,
right,
watching over the shoulder of the new Pope? Can you talk about that dynamic at all?
Well, we have a retired bishop in the Diocese of Savannah, and it is really up to the retired bishop and the bishop in office to work out a working arrangement. And so my guess is, from what we've already heard from Pope Benedict, is that he wants to retire in silence and in prayer. And he'll probably do more writing. He'll probably play his piano more often, but he'll probably spend a great deal of his time in silent prayer.